We have two stories from the world of Reddit today, both of which involve two guys getting their hearts shattered into a million pieces. One of the cheating partners doesn't even care about the pain she's caused. If you want to know how these stories end, get yourself a coffee and grab a bowl of popcorn so we can get into it.
I'm 20 years old and having an internal battle about whether I should take back my cheating girlfriend. She's also 20. I'll be telling this story in the timeline order that I put together after finding everything in her phone. In late February of 2022, me and my girlfriend had an early-term abortion. Due to neither of us having the means or feeling ready to have a child. We were both 19 at the time. Early March was her birthday, and we went out for dinner and had a great time. I showered her with gifts and love as a way to recognize the pain that she went through and show her that I'm here for her. A month passed, and my birthday arrives. It's the first week of April. We go out and have a ball, sleeping together for the first time, and then spending the next day out of town. I thought we had a great time, but little did I know she developed a crush for a coworker. According to her latest rendition of the truth, she had sex with him for the first time, early May, late April. My girlfriend wasn't known as a hoe, nor did she get around when we were in school, which is why I pursued her. So, for her to let another man in was really jarring to me. At this time, I'd stopped working to focus on college for the rest of the semester, but I still had enough to take her out, have nice dinners, or go to the beach. I was treating her all the time, being blind to the fact that she was cheating on me. I started a new job that didn't align with her work schedule. Her off days were my working days, and her working days were my off days. Being fresh out of high school, we both stayed with our parents, so we couldn't really see each other until one of us got out of work. But even then, one of us was usually tired. Sometime between early May and the end of June, my girlfriend and her colleague had sex. Towards the end of June, I invited her to a family affair in which she had wanted to go, but shared her doubts about going. She was saying that she was shy, but ended up going anyway. We even fooled around afterwards. Little did I know, her side piece had invited her over for another booty call that same night, which is why she was reluctant to come with me. She wanted to see him. She even voiced this opinion to a close friend of hers, who said she should choose him over me and have sex with him again. From the months of May to September, I remember twice FaceTiming her, and the room being pitch black, but she was wide awake. She later confessed that during those times, she was actually at his house, and that I stopped her from having sex with him. After these calls, she would speed home. Before the end of September, though, she slept with him again. At the end of September, we went on a date to our local pumpkin patch, and on the way home, I noticed that she was hiding her phone from me when she was texting. She was also playing iMessage games, which we never play. I bit the bullet that night because I didn't want to ruin the great day we had. In the following days, I paid her a visit and got on her phone to watch TikTok. I noticed that she had a high amount of unread messages, and I found a guy's name that I didn't recognize. When she re-entered the room, I asked her who it was and why he was sending her TikToks, to which she responded by saying that I took her phone and that she had to call her mom. In the process of doing so, I could see her doing the motions on her phone to delete a conversation. After she hung up the phone, she proceeded to show me the inbox again, but this time his name was missing. After that, I knew she was cheating. It hadn't got physical yet, but it was the start of something. I then asked, "Why are the messages missing?" While sitting on my chest and looking me in the eye, she swore on our relationship that she didn't delete them. I then said okay and went to her messages. I tried to open up the messages from her friend to see if there was anything more. She then started trying to claw my eyes out, choking me to get her phone back. I moved away from her while holding the phone, and she continued to climb and jump and kick me as I maneuvered through her mom's apartment. I then got a grasp on what was happening to my relationship and was about to concede when a message popped up under the same name as her aunt. The thing is, when I tried to open it, she fought even harder, confirming my suspicion. I then walked out and cried on my drive home, knowing that my girlfriend was hiding another man from me. I was broken for a few days, but after numerous questions, I finally asked her if they had sex or anything of the sort, and she told me no. They've never had sex, they've never saw each other, and they only talked about stocks and played iMessage games. Later on, I found out that was all a lie. Our anniversary falls in October, and we ended up making amends, or so I thought. We celebrated our 3-year anniversary on October 25th, but kept it private, choosing not to post anything on social media, given recent events. I then told her that my father, who had recently parted ways with my family, invited me and my siblings out of state to visit him and attend a car show. This would be during the first or second week of November. A few days before I left for my short trip, she came to my house in tears because she felt like her family was mistreating her and not seeing her significant other as her boyfriend. I comforted her, reassured her of my presence and patience, and stayed with her until 3 a.m. that night, making sure she was okay and knew that I loved her. So when I go on my trip, I just so happen to leave on a Thursday. She works Saturday to Monday. During the first few days of my trip, things are good between us. But then we got into a petty disagreement because I felt like she wasn't communicating the same way she would if I was home. We argued for a good hour, and then she said, "I'm tired," and never responded again until the next morning. I later find out she went back to her side piece's house for one last booty call because she felt like I wasn't committed to our relationship, as I failed to get her a promise ring for the second year in a row. In her mind, she was thinking, if he won't commit to me, I won't commit to him. After that, she felt horrible and said that she didn't want to live that life anymore and stopped seeing him.
OP is letting his partner walk all over him. OP needs to grow a backbone and exit that relationship. Being so young, there's no need for him to deal with a person like this, and I doubt she'll ever change her ways. The thing about them not sharing details about their anniversary on social media was a good move. There's nothing more cringe than seeing a couple all loved up with each other through a series of pictures when you're privy to the fact that one of them is being unfaithful. It makes you look at the one who's being cheated on with pity. This story just made OP sound desperate, almost as if his life wouldn't be worth anything if it wasn't for his girlfriend. I have no reason to believe his partner will stop seeing this dude or won't simply start hooking up with someone new. Let's see if anyone else in the comments agrees.
Tangy Zest says, if you take her back, you'll wake up one day, 7 years from now, in the exact same situation. You'll think to yourself that you can't believe she cheated again, and that you should have stayed broken up when she cheated the first time, but instead you wasted more years of your life with her. Do your future self a favor and leave your cheating mess of an ex-girlfriend in the past where she belongs. Ecstatic Ride says, relationships after cheating are extremely challenging, and that's on the condition the person 1. They acknowledge and take full responsibility for what happened. 2. They're deeply sorry. And 3. They're willing to take the time and effort to earn back your trust, which can take a very long time. For yourself, you need to be honest to yourself and be sure that this is something you can truly forgive and move past. With this one, though, I would just walk away. Time is your friend, and every day things will get easier.
I think these replies are spot on. There's no need for OP to waste more years on this person. He's young, and there are plenty of women out there who won't do him dirty like this.
I'm 29, and I found out 4 days ago that my wife of 4 years, who's 26, was cheating on me with a coworker, and I feel so lost. Our marriage had been struggling over the past month or two, and I definitely contributed to that, mostly with my alcoholism that I've been struggling with for years, which is something I want to seek help for. We had a serious conversation, and she said that she couldn't do 4 more years of stress. For her, this was primarily due to us not being financially stable in the years since we've married, and my aforementioned alcoholism. During this conversation, she mentioned that she wanted to sleep in separate bedrooms and implied she wanted to be legally separated. This rocked me. Even though we'd had a tough 4 years, I thought we considered our marriage to be strong. We were poor, but both affectionately called it our little Weasley life. We spent tons of time affirming verbally how much we love each other and how much we appreciate each other. So I broke down at this. My wife is my best friend and we share everything with each other. I consider her to be one of the best things to have ever happened to me. I know that every marriage will have its ups and downs and it takes hard work, but I didn't realize it was bad enough that my wife was considering divorce as an option or ultimatum. Shortly after, my wife said that she felt guilty about something, so I asked for clarification, and that's when she admitted that she cheated. I've been asking for details, as I feel emotionally able to digest it, and here's what I know. There was no sex according to her, but there was sexting, making out, and sexual touching. It lasted about a week, and she had known the guy for 2 weeks. It took a week for her to start fooling around with him. She crossed the line first by sending a picture. She didn't clarify what it was, so I'm assuming it was a nude or something else explicit. The guy's in an open relationship, according to her, and knew she was married. I'm in shock. I thought I knew her better than this, and this seemed so unlike her. It's just so odd. When she told me about it, she showed no emotion whatsoever, even while I was emotionally breaking down right next to her. I had to take the following morning off work because I was a wreck, and I was literally shaking with anxiety for a good hour before she got home from her job. When she got home and saw me lying in bed in the fetal position, bawling my eyes out, she asked, "What's wrong?" And when I left to go to my parents to get some space and took a couple cats with me, she said, "I hope you and the cats have fun on the trip." Both of our immediate families know about this, and without exception, have been in shock and surprised. We didn't expect this from her. I so badly want to reconcile and move past this with her, to work through this together as husband and wife, but she's not sure if she wants to. She's said multiple times that she doesn't know what she wants and said, "In a perfect world, you and I would be legally separated and I'd still be talking to my friend from work." I've asked her about why she hasn't shown any emotions throughout this saga, and she just said, "I just want to keep a clear and level head," which isn't true. I know her, and it's like she's numbing everything. I know she really messed up, but the guy knew she was married. When I confronted her about that fact, she started defending him, saying that he's not at fault and that she's taking responsibility 100%, which really hurt. Like, is that all our vows were to you? It took just 1 week with a guy from work. Like I said, I really want to reconcile, but this hurts so bad. At an absolute minimum, I wanted her to swear she wouldn't have anything else to do with this guy, but she couldn't. She couldn't even say she would try not to have anything else to do with him. She's suggested books and such for me to read, to help get past this, but I feel like I don't want to put in an ounce of effort until she's ready to commit. Is that unfair of me?
OP's wife has long since checked out of this relationship. OP mentioned that she's just numbing herself, but I think she simply doesn't have feelings for him. It seems to me that she's only there because something's keeping her there. She already said that they'd be separated in a perfect world. Now, this might not be a popular opinion, but the guy sleeping with OP's wife, despite knowing she was married, isn't his problem. You can say it's not moral, sure, but it was OP's wife's duty to not give another man access to her, same as it is for OP to not give another woman access to him. OP and his wife made a commitment to each other. This other guy doesn't owe him anything. At least that's my opinion. I think this relationship has run its course, and OP has a lot of personal issues to work through before dealing with something like this. That should be his priority. But let's check out the comments.
Sarcasm isn't dead, says. The fact she's defending him means she values his well-being more than you. She's checked out, man. You cannot save this. Doing the pick-me dance is going to push her away and make you less attractive, to be honest. Move on, man. She's made her choice and said it in plain English. You're not her first choice. Get out. Save yourself from looking like the guy who wants this guy's leftovers. He's literally banging his wife, and your wife is okay with it. Do you really want the leftovers from that? Tercer says, this was likely an exit affair. Her lack of remorse and zero emotion towards you likely means she's long past worked through her feelings for you and is no longer interested in being married, but struggling to make the decision to finally end it. There's nothing to reconcile here. You need to start preparing for a life without her.
I don't think there's anything more to add to this story, just that OP has a lot of work to do so he can start building a life with someone new, someone who wants him. I hope you enjoyed today's episode of Coffee and Popcorn, and I can't wait to see you on the next one.